Battleborn is one of the most chaotic shooters I've ever played, and true to form, it managed to both frustrate and amaze me at the same time. The campaign hinges on a threadbare story, propelled by forgettable NPCs, flowing with non-stop jokes.
It is like horror jamboree! When will science save us?
The multiplayer attempts to fuse genres and is sometimes successful, but also misses out on sorely needed online staples. The entire package is led by a cast that constantly piqued my curiosity due to the brilliant in-match leveling system.
So much for hand-to-hand combat.
Each of Battleborn's 24+ characters has a fun look to create an instant attraction, but the variety of their abilities digs the claws in deeper. You begin every new excursion at level 1 and have to progress through 10 upgrade choices in the course of a single session, with the twist that you have to choose the upgrades on the fly, like in a MOBA. One of the weirder characters I took a liking to was the multi-limbed magician Orendi. While her magical skills are fun to use at level 1, I liked having spur-of-the-moment choices to bolster them. Would the up-close nullify attack work better if it launched Orendi away from a potential counterattack, or if it immediately recharged her shield? Would her damaging Shadow Fire pillar cause more devastation with a wider range? Or if a second, less powerful pillar could be immediately deployed afterwards? The intensity of these choices really added to the excitement of a fight. Battleborn's campaign lives and dies by the quality of the stages, which are mostly repetitive with the exception of some standout moments. Each of the 8 levels are essentially continuous waves of samey enemies, broken up with boss battles and/or base defense sequences. Using a currency you collect on each map, you also have to purchase turrets and bots to aid in your attack against giant mechs or base defense, which adds an interesting layer of resource management. All the while, NPCs try to give exposition, but that quickly becomes background noise since you rarely see these characters in the flesh. Some stages, like the opening salvo through an Arctic base, a trap-filled ruin where one wrong move means death, and the final frantic stage are the kind of co-op experiences I'll gladly return to with friends to grind and unlock new characters. However, others that required multiple back and forth runs to defend bases are one and done for me, especially since a destroyed base means repeating the entirety of a 40-minute level. Where the campaign feels familiar and soulless, there's a lot of imagination on display in the 3 PvP modes. Capture is a familiar domination-style mode good for fast action. Incursion is kind of a condensed version of Battleborn's campaign that smartly avoids those overly long battles. Meltdown is Battleborn's well-meaning but ultimately flawed mixture of MOBA and FPS. The big issue is that Battleborn's first-person perspective means the action is too close, and the map overlay is too small to keep track of any nearby deployables and enemy locations. Also, it would have been nice to pit these diverse heroes against each other in a more straightforward mode like Team Deathmatch, but there isn't one. The cast of Battleborn is fantastic. I've enjoyed exploring the ins and outs of characters like steampunk sniper Marquis and knife-wielding healer Maiko, and every time I play I'm focused on earning further access to the unique roster. I just wish there were more interesting stages and multiplayer modes inspiring me to do so. I'll return to the half of the campaign that doesn't feel unfair and repetitive, and enjoy 2/3 of the scant multiplayer modes, but I can't help but feel Battleborn still has a lot of room to grow. For more on Battleborn, keep it tuned to IGN.